Hello everyone. Today my team and I are excited to share our project, real estate market analysis for UrbanNest property management. UrbanNest is expanding into the North American market and they asked us to analyze their data to provide useful insights. This project was completed by our team, myself Sunil Kesi, alongside with Sri Krishna Thapa, Alvin Rezi and Manya Manya. Let's get started by looking at what the project is about. Next slide. This project began in August and will be completed by December 4. The goal was to help urbanists make better decisions by understanding market trends, finding investment opportunities, and predicting property values. We focused on improving rental pricing, occupancy rates, and maintenance planning through data analysis and predictive modeling. With that overview, let me now introduce the team that worked on this project. Next. Our team includes four members. I, Sunil Kesi, was the project manager and also created the Power BI dashboard to visualize the data. Sri Krishna Thaba was the data analyst and worked on cleaning and analyzing the data. Alvin Rezi developed the predictive models to help forecast market trends. Finally, Manya Manya, our business analyst, ensured the findings matched Urbanist business goal. Each of us played a key role in making this project a success. Let's now look at the timeline of the project. This timeline shows how the project progress. We started in August by setting up the project plan, gathering requirements. In September, we focused on cleaning and organizing the data. During October, we developed the analysis model and predictive tools. By early November, we completed testing and refined the result based on the feedback. Now we are finalizing the project for delivery on December 4. Next, I will explain how we stayed on the track with weekly updates. To keep everything on schedule, we had weekly updates. In the early weeks, we focused on planning, like working on the scope and creating the project proposal. By the middle of the project, we work on cleaning the data, building analysis models, and running prediction. In the last weeks, we focus on testing and preparing for the final handover. These weekly updates help us stay organized and on time. Now let's move to the tools we use. For this project, we used two main tools. Python was used for cleaning and preparing the data. It helps us to make sure the data was ready for analysis. For the dashboard, we used Power BI to create interactive visuals that made it easy to understand the data. These tools work well together to turn raw data into clear, actionable insights. Now, let's look at the budget for the project. The total cost of this project was around 5,500. The largest expense was team compensation, which total around 4,000 for 87 hours of work. Software costs included $160 for Power BI Pro and $900 for SQL Server. We also spent $380 on data acquisition and storage. On the left, you can see how tasks were divided amongst the team members, ensuring a balanced workload. This budget allowed us to complete the project efficiently and within limits. Now, for the continuation of our presentation, I would like to invite my colleague Sri Krishna Thapa.
Thank you, Sunil Casey. Today I'll be presenting about the findings of our project. Uh, we had various predicting, sorry, predictable variables and then one target variables. Our target variable was to predict the average and the median listing price over the different regions of US market. And our aim was to provide the maximum, like the area where, like the opportunity, investment opportunity for the client, so that he could give a competitive edge over the market. And this matrix, correlation matrix, highlights the relationship between the various real estate metrics such as median listing price, active listing count, and median days on the market. As you can see, there are strong positive correlation between median listing price and average listing price. And similarly, we can see the negative correlations between median days on the market and dependent ratio. And we identify the clusters of the variables with interdependency, indicating they influence each other outcomes. Next, we can see the distributions of the different variables in the box plots, which shows that the spread and the central tendency and outliers for multiple metrics. Uh, looking at the median listing price, significant variance with outliers on the higher end can be seen, and outliers provide the opportunities to investigate extreme market conditions. So we identified and then cleaned those. We can see the correlation between the different variables in the target or median listing price. As you can see that there are slightly uh, positive correlation between the median listing price and the new listing count. Uh, there appears to be slight positive trend indicating that higher median listing price may correlate with a larger number of new listings. Similarly, this plot shows a similar pattern with active listings also shortly increasing as median listing price rise. Uh, Similarly, on the median days on the market versus median listing price, we can see that this shows a slightly negative correlation, which might indicate that the properties might spend fewer days on the market and higher price listings may sell faster, possibly reflecting a demand in these markets. Talking about the trend of the median and the average listing price over the time, we can see overall the trend was on increasing, and there we can see the slight downfall at the uh, beginning of 2023, and then we can see the cyclic upward trend at the beginning of the year. And we compare the hypothesis regarding there are significant difference between active listing count between the top five and bottom five regions, and we can see like graphically we can see that there is a significant difference between those. However, when we conducted the statistical methods, the t-test, we see that there are no significant differences between those prices. Similarly, when we compare the median days on the market between the top five and the bottom five regions, we see that clearly the average median listing days on the both top five and the bottom five regions were about uh, 85 days. And in this case also, we can see that the average median days on the market doesn't have a significant relationship between the top five and the bottom five regions. And the for the next part, and this is our project dashboard, which states like how median days on the market and active listing count affect with respect to the different regions. And for the next part, I would like to hand over the presentation to our colleague Alvin Raisi.
Thank you, Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna, can you just show me the previous slide again? So just want to give a brief explanation how this dashboard of the project gives an analysis of what we've done in the project. So by the dashboard, we can clearly see that the market of the current market of the US real estate is $53.34 billion, and which is like a median range and average is 15.68 million, and the active listing total was $41.24 million. So, and there are some charts which is showing the current status of the market. So, in correlation between price and days, it's very scattered because it varies on different factors like the dates and the years. Due to as between COVID came in. And due to COVID, there was a big disruption in the pricing as well as in the listing. So that's why the correlation was not up to the mark. In the active listing counts and the medium days in between top five to five bottoms, it's assured a slight decline. On meanwhile, if we see there are the seasonal trend listing pricing, where we can see from 2017 to 2024, there was a higher trend like for the real estate market. It was keeping on growing. You can say, like I said, there was a turning event. There was COVID-19, which shows a big dip between 2019 2020. But at the end, if we see the market has currently rise to the level of $1.2 billion, which is a very high price. Then, by the predictive analysis, we try to get the knowledge of how the future of the real estate market is really going to be. If you go to the next slide, Sri Krishna. So here is the important features where we really focused on using the decision tree regressor. So me using this kind of predictive analysis, was to understand what is the key factor which is going to take place in the future real estate markets. So there are we got to know by this that active listing pricing, median listing pricing per square foot, medium square feet is a very important key factor which we are going to take place into consideration. If we move on to the next slide, we are going to see this is some forecasting methods which we have used. This is the ETS model forecasting. So this is the thing we got to know that the forecasted price using the data set was very uncluttered and we couldn't get the expected output. But by the use of the data which we got from the UrbanNest company, so we couldn't get a clear insights of how the future is really going to be. But with our extensive research and using the seasonal trends, we have predicted using another model. If we go to the next slide, we have seen that we have compared using ETS and ARMI, where in using these all prediction models, we have not taken into consideration the seasonal trends, the custom growth trend, which is like growing due to the sentiments of the market, which is not taken into consideration. So we have taken this graph which is clearly showing that median pricing listing is keep on growing in the specific time. But when we have created the model using the data set, we couldn't get the actual report. But what we have done from our side, if we move to the next slide, uh, we can see this is go to the next slide. Okay, this is the forecasting. We have created the forecast between 2025 to 2030, where we have clearly seen that the forecast is a straight line. But when we started working on the our data set and we worked on our model, so we have taken into consideration the seasonal effect, the market sentiments, as well as the inflation. Move to the next slide. We have got this kind of graphs, which was a real improvement. With this graph, with these both of the graphs, we have taken into consideration the custom growth. We have taken into consideration the market sentiments. We have taken into consideration the inflation. The By this, we have taken from 2025 to 2030. There is going to be a significantly a large exponent growth in the real estate market, which might go around to $2 billion market. But if we see, we have also taken into consideration, which is this seasonal market, where we have taken into we have taken some things which into consideration and within the developments in the cities and what are things new is going to development is introduced in the country. Using that, we have created another chart, which is the median listing pricing forecast from 2025 to 2030, which is shows a significantly a large growth. So from 2025 to 2030, we can see there is going to be an exponent growth in the real estate market, which might go from 1.5 billion to $2 billion. And from here on, my friend Manya is going to explain the conclusion of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Alvin. So, okay, so I'm here gonna explain like what our actual project is and what we did. So our initial goals is like to understand the trends, locations, and the rentals. So in trends, we did the listing pricing, understand days by the market, and the number of active listing have changed over the time. We understand that. And in location, like we got that the area or location affects house prices and how long they stay on the market. And in rentals, we learn about average rental prices and how often rental properties are occupied. Okay, so these are our key findings that majorly included three of them: market trend, location impact, and rentals. So in market trend, it looks at like whether house prices are increasing or decreasing over the time. Secondly, shows how long houses stay on the market before they are sold. Uh, in location impact, I can say houses in different locations have different prices, and some locations might take longer for houses to sell because of local factors like demand or amenities. Rentals shows average rental prices in different areas. And secondly, looks at how often rental properties are occupied depending upon high demand or low demand. Moving to the last slide, our location, our conclusion is that the market is keep changing. The prices, sales, duration, and availability of property varying depending on time and location. Location matters. Where the property is located plays a huge role and in its price and how quickly it sells. And last is clean data is a key. So we cleaning up the data was necessary to make it usable and reliable for these insights. Our analyzation, basically our projects will gonna help estate agents, buyers and sellers to understand the better real estate market, like where they're gonna invest and what is the location is the best for them, and like fixing the prices according to the demand. So the lesson we learn is that data cleaning and validation, like before and like essential for accurate market analysis, allocate, suffocate time and resources. And the effective communication, key for coordination and issue resolution, use effective tools and regular meetings. Time management is the most important that we learned. Is crucial for timing project complication and track progress and adjust plans as needed. Technical challenges that we face is like preparation for tools integration and large data sets. It's like difficult to handle that, and average contingency plans. So our recommendations after completion of this project is continuous market monitoring, regularly update, analyze and model and dashboards with new data. Regular data updates, keep Power BI dashboards accurate. Training and support, train team members on data tools and result interpretations. And the scalability that we learn is ensure the solution handling with like proper volumes. Feedback on mechanism we can say is implement your feedback to improve the applications, like how the best you're gonna use from the applications. So that's all. Our project is just end up here, so thank you so much.